This photo of 55-gallon drums and 5-gallon pails strewn about a refuge with unknown contents was taken just in March of this year, 2 months ago. Slide. This photo of the high-quality repair jobs that we're seeing at National Wildlife Refuges was taken just in February. Slide. And one of my favorites, a leaking tank repaired with duct tape and a garbage bag, was taken on a refuge in March of this year. On many National Wildlife Refuges, development of privately owned oil and gas minerals recounts the Wild West. The existing single paragraph of Fish and Wildlife Service regulations pertaining to non-federal mineral rights on National Wildlife Refuges is completely inadequate. It is so full of qualifiers and discretion that it is meaningless as a practical tool for managing oil and gas exploration and development. In short, the current regulations cannot be relied on to protect the wildlife values of affected wildlife refuges, nor the health, safety, and enjoyment of the visiting public.
Mr. Matson, to go back to those pictures that you showed, and it's one of these things. I see those pictures and I understand how a picture's worth 1,000 words, but yet you come here before this committee today and show these pictures. Do you know when those repairs were made? The garbage bag, for instance. Do you know when it was made from prior to when you took the picture?
That garbage bag picture was taken in just a couple months ago, and I believe it's still unrepaired.
You believe it's still not repaired?
That was a Fish and Wildlife Service picture, not my own, and I was told that repair has not been made yet.
Okay, so you took a picture of someone who was innovative, and rather than leaving the fluid to drip on the ground, repaired it with duct tape and a garbage bag, and yet you seem to be very upset about that. Not knowing if that repair was made that morning because they didn't have the right tools, and trust me, I come from Louisiana where I know it's very inaccessible to get to some of these facilities where we drill for oil and all, and there's not a local pipe supply on every corner. So sometimes you have to make do what you can make do, but yet we're damned if we do and we damned if we don't. We take a garbage bag and fix it and keep it from leaking, and yet you're still not happy, and you come to Washington, D.C. and testify before Congress and want to throw fits because some guy took initiative to keep from spilling fluids on the ground, and you want to use an example of how the system's run amok.
I have a similar picture from a year before that one with the same setup, so they never came back to repair it.
Was it leaking? Did it get into the ground, or was it still working? Fair question.
I don't have the answer.
It was contained, was it not?
With a very strong garbage bag. I guess.
I don't care if it's a strong garbage bag or if it was.
Anybody can come there. A storm can come, can puncture the garbage bag, and there's a spill. Done.
Could have, should have, would have. It didn't. What I'm saying is,
do you want a garbage bag repairing a well on your property?
Absolutely, before it runs on the ground, but I would hope that it come back and the proper maintenance would be taken.
Exactly.
But I can take a picture at any time of anybody. I can take a picture of a vehicle with baling wire and bubble gum that is still working. That don't mean I want to drive it to California, but as long as it gets me home at the end of the night, I'm good. I'm just saying, you come up here with these pictures and you try to blast that this industry is not taking care. Look, there's bad apples in every bunch of apples you pick. You went to the grocery store and they're sitting on the shelf and they just hadn't been sold yet. I get that. I understand that we need to continue to do and improve, and you're sitting on the panel with three guys that are trying to make sure that the regulations are being imposed and they are doing the right thing. You can't always fix. We can't legislate zero risk out of everything. That's the truth of it. But, and I understand you're wanting to protect wildlife. And look, I love the great outdoors, and I live in Louisiana, sportsman's paradise, and I love it too. But I'm not for giving ducks and deer weapons to shoot back at me. You know, I'm about protecting the habitats that they got, and we have done that. We have plentiful wildlife there. But it just aggravates me that the body of Congress would be wasted with someone coming up and taking pictures of something that shows that it is fixed. It may not be fixed the way you want it. It may not be used by these high-dollar couplings and aluminum, brass, thread, whatever you want to put on them. But it's fixed, and it's not leaking. And you represent a picture here, and you show, look at what's happened. You don't know if it was fixed that morning before you got there. You don't know if they've been using this for a while and said, you know what, we found the best line of garbage bags there are, and they're better than any other pipe sacks we can go buy down at the pipe supply store. But the fact of the matter is it's not leaking on the ground, and that's what you want to turn your testimony into, some pictures portraying the innovation of what America is.